welcome everyone to another tale unearthed from the depths of the grave. Get ready to delve into the world of creepypasta and uncover the enigmatic story of Jake the Rake. One of the most popular and widely varied accounts, we are uncertain of the exact time and place of this entity's origin or its unknown motivations. However, one thing lingers in the shadows. Any night, you could awaken in your bed and find yourself face to face with it. It all began in 2003 in the northwest of the United States, specifically in a rural area of New York. A series of unusual and disturbing events captured media attention, but an inexplicable information blackout soon followed and all records were erased. However, a group of brave collaborators embarked on an intense investigation to gather the few remaining documents related to this unsettling phenomenon. Among their findings, they discovered a handful of records dating back to the 12th century and spanning different continents. One of the most chilling documents was a suicide note from 1964 that mentioned, "Before ending my life, I must avoid the hidden suffering this may cause. The blame rests solely on him." Additionally, they found an old personal diary written in Russian from 1880. Within its pages, the author described the most intense and terrifying fear they had ever experienced, seeing the empty, dark eyes of the rake every time they closed their own eyes, as if they were mercilessly piercing through them. However, the most impactful and heartbreaking testimony came from a father who lived a terrifying experience during that fateful summer of 2003. After returning from a trip to Niagara Falls with his family, everyone was exhausted and went to sleep. The tranquility of the night abruptly vanished when around 4 in the morning, the father suddenly woke up. As he opened his eyes, he realized his arms did not respond to his will. In an attempt to free himself, the father forcefully moved the sheets, unaware that he had awakened his wife. The sudden noise caused her to look up, and both were left in shock as they saw a horrifying figure at the foot of their bed. The creature, known as the Rake, was a presence that defied any description. It was a disturbing amalgamation with humanoid yet bestial features, devoid of hair, and with an unnatural posture that suggested it had been run over or suffered a tragic accident. Although the creature's appearance was unsettling, the father felt a strange urge to help it instead of feeling fear. However, his wife, paralyzed by terror, could only watch helplessly. In an instant, the rake swiftly moved towards the hallway, heading towards the children's rooms. The father hurriedly turned on the light, trying to reach the creature before it could harm their children. The dim light of the hallway revealed a heart-wrenching scene. The rake was crouched next to the crib of their 10-month-old daughter. In that moment, a chill ran down the father's spine, and panic seized him as he realized the imminent tragedy. The creature turned towards him, its lifeless eyes staring directly at him, before running away, leaving behind a trail of horror and despair. The father and his wife rushed to aid their daughter, but the damage was already done. The little one had suffered severe injuries, and her life was rapidly fading away. With tears in his eyes, the father held her in his arms as they made their way to the hospital, desperate to save her. In their anguish, they took a wrong turn and ended up in a small, abandoned town. Despite the medical efforts, the girl passed away. The news of the tragic event spread quickly, but strangely, no newspaper published the story. The father, consumed by grief and guilt, decided to take matters into his own hands. He chose to investigate and seek answers that would help him understand what had transpired. Soon, he realized they were not alone in their misfortune. Other residents in the area had also encountered terrifying encounters with the rake. Together, they formed a research group, determined to unravel the mystery behind this sinister creature. Throughout their search, they gathered more testimonies and chilling accounts, but they failed to uncover the origin or true nature of the rake. However, they noticed an alarming pattern. The creature seemed to return repeatedly to visit its victims, even engaging in conversations with some of them. In a desperate attempt to gather more information, the father decided to place a recorder near his bed and let it record throughout the night. For 3 consecutive nights, he would wake up eagerly and listen attentively to the recordings. After 2 weeks, he noticed something different, a high-pitched, piercing voice that left him paralyzed. It was the voice of the rake. Despite his efforts, he couldn't decipher the words clearly, but their familiarity was undeniable. The sound instantly transported him back to the fateful night his daughter faced the creature. The father never revealed the exact content of the recording to anyone, but he knew deep inside that the voice was somehow linked to the tragedy they had endured. Since then, the father never encountered the rake again. But he knew in his heart that the malevolent being still lurked in the darkness. He knew that one night he would awaken to find himself face to face with the creature once more, its lifeless eyes staring back at him. If this story has captured your interest, share it and subscribe to uncover more tales filled with intrigue and mystery.